We all experience fear. It's a universal emotion that touches every human being at some point in their lives, whether it's the fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or fear of what others might think. These feelings can be overwhelming and paralyzing. Fear can manifest in many forms, from a slight unease to a full-blown panic attack. It's important to recognize that fear is a natural response, a mechanism designed to protect us from potential danger. However, when fear becomes excessive or irrational, it can hinder our ability to live fully and pursue our dreams. It's a natural human emotion. Everyone, regardless of their background or circumstances, has felt fear at some point. It's a shared experience that connects us all. Fear can arise in various situations such as starting a new job, moving to a new city, or even speaking in public. These fears, while common, can sometimes prevent us from taking important steps in our lives. It's crucial to understand that feeling fear doesn't make us weak, it makes us human. Acknowledging our fears is the first step towards overcoming them. Fear is designed to protect us from danger. It's an instinctual response that has been hardwired into our brain since the beginning of time. When we encounter a threat, our bodies react by releasing adrenaline, which prepares us to either fight or flee. This response can be life-saving in certain situations, such as avoiding a car accident or escaping a dangerous situation. However, in modern society, many of the fears we face are not life-threatening. They are often related to social or psychological concerns, such as fear of rejection or fear of failure. But sometimes, fear can hold us back. It can create barriers that prevent us from reaching our full potential. When we allow fear to control our actions, we may miss out on opportunities for growth and success. For example, fear of failure can stop us from pursuing a new career or starting a business. Fear of rejection can prevent us from forming meaningful relationships. It's important to recognize when fear is holding us back and take steps to address it. It can keep us from pursuing our dreams. Many people have dreams and aspirations that they never pursue because they are afraid of failing. They may fear that they are not good enough or that they will be judged by others. This fear can be paralyzing and prevent us from taking the necessary steps to achieve our goals. It's important to remember that failure is a natural part of the learning process. Every successful person has experienced failure at some point. The key is to learn from our mistakes and keep moving forward. It can prevent us from living the abundant life God has planned for us. God has a unique plan for each of our lives, and He wants us to live abundantly. However, fear can prevent us from stepping into the fullness of that plan. When we allow fear to dictate our actions, we may miss out on the blessings and opportunities that God has in store for us. It's important to trust in God's plan and have faith that He will guide us through our fears. You might be facing a situation today that feels overwhelming. It could be a difficult decision, a challenging circumstance, or an uncertain future. These situations can trigger fear and anxiety, making it difficult to move forward. It's important to remember that you are not alone in facing these challenges. Many people have gone through similar experiences and have come out stronger on the other side. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that fear stop you from taking action. Maybe you're afraid of failing. Failure is a common fear that can prevent us from taking risks and trying new things. It's natural to want to avoid failure, but it's important to remember that failure is not the end. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. Every failure brings us one step closer to success. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Embrace failure as a part of the journey and use it as a stepping stone to achieve your goals. Maybe you're afraid of what others will think. The fear of judgment and criticism can be paralyzing. We often worry about how others perceive us and whether we will be accepted. This fear can prevent us from being our true selves and pursuing our passions. It's important to remember that we cannot control what others think of us. What matters most is how we view ourselves and our actions. Be true to yourself and follow your heart, regardless of what others may think. But I want to remind you that you are not alone. God is with you. He loves you. In times of fear and uncertainty, it's comforting to know that we have a higher power watching over us. God's love is unconditional, and He is always there to support and guide us. When we feel overwhelmed by fear, we can turn to God for strength and reassurance. He will help us navigate through our fears and find the courage to move forward. And He wants to help you overcome your fears. God doesn't want us to live in fear. He wants us to live boldly and confidently, knowing that He is with us every step of the way. Through prayer and faith, we can find the strength to face our fears and overcome them. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who can encourage you and remind you of God's promises. Together you can conquer your fears and achieve great things. In this video, we're going to explore how faith can empower us to break free from fear. We'll look at stories from the Bible and learn from the experiences of those who have faced their fears with faith. We'll also discuss practical steps that you can take to build your faith and overcome your fears. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to harness the power of faith to live a fearless and fulfilling life. We'll delve into biblical wisdom and practical steps to help you move forward with courage and purpose. The Bible is filled with verses and stories that offer guidance and encouragement for those facing fear. We'll explore these passages and learn how to apply them to our own lives. Additionally, we'll discuss practical strategies for building confidence and taking action despite our fears. With the right mindset and tools, you can overcome any fear and achieve your goals. Remember, with God, all things are possible, no matter how big or small your fears may be. Know that you have the strength and support to overcome them. Trust in God's plan for your life and have faith that He will guide you through any challenges you may face. With God by your side, you can conquer your fears and live a life full of purpose and joy. So take that first step, face your fears, and embrace the abundant life that God has planned for you. I believe in you. Fear can be paralyzing. It can keep us stuck in a cycle of worry and inaction. When we allow fear to dictate our decisions, we miss out on opportunities for growth and fulfillment. We were not created to live in fear. God has called us to live boldly and courageously. Think about a time when fear held you back. Maybe you were afraid to apply for a new job. Maybe you were afraid to share your faith with someone. Maybe you were afraid to start that new business. What happened? Did fear prevent you from experiencing something amazing? Don't worry, I've been there too. Everyone has, but your life doesn't have to be like that anymore, and it won't. For example, the Bible tells us in 1 John chapter 4, verse 18, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love." This verse is a powerful reminder of the transformative power of love. It speaks to the heart of human experience, where fear often holds us back from living fully and freely. But what does it mean to have perfect love? And how can it drive out fear from our lives? There is no fear in love. This simple yet profound statement invites us to reflect on the nature of love itself. Love, in its truest form, is pure and selfless. It seeks the good of the other without expecting anything in return. When we experience such love, it creates a safe space where fear cannot thrive. Imagine the warmth of a loving embrace, the joy of shared laughter, and the comfort of knowing you are accepted just as you are. These moments are glimpses of perfect love in action. But perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. Fear often stems from the anticipation of negative consequences, from the worry that we will be judged, rejected, or hurt. Perfect love, however, reassures us that we are valued and cherished, not because of what we do, but because of who we are. It dispels the shadows of doubt and insecurity, allowing us to step into the light of acceptance and grace. Think of the relief that comes when a burden is lifted or the peace that follows a storm. This is the power of perfect love. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. This part of the verse challenges us to examine our own hearts. Are there areas where fear still holds sway? Are there wounds that need healing, or insecurities that need addressing? The journey to perfect love is a process, one that involves growth, forgiveness, and the willingness to be vulnerable. It calls us to open our hearts to the love that God offers, a love that is perfect and complete. God's love for us is perfect and complete. It is a love that knows no bounds, that is not limited by our flaws or failures. It is a love that is always present, always available, and always sufficient. When we fully embrace His love, fear loses its grip on us. We begin to see ourselves through His eyes as beloved children who are worthy of love and capable of giving love in return. When we fully embrace His love, fear loses its grip on us. Think about it. When you know you are deeply loved and accepted, fear doesn't have the same power over you. You are free to be yourself, to take risks, and to live with confidence. This freedom is not just a fleeting feeling, but a profound shift in how we approach life. It allows us to move forward with courage, knowing that we are supported by a love that is unwavering and eternal. When you know you are deeply loved and accepted, fear doesn't have the same power over you. You are free to be yourself. This freedom is a gift, one that allows us to explore our passions, to connect with others, and to pursue our dreams without the constant worry of failure or rejection. It is the freedom to live authentically, to embrace our true selves and to share that authenticity with the world. You are free to be yourself. You are free to take risks. This freedom empowers us to step out of our comfort zones, to try new things, and to grow in ways we never thought possible. It is the freedom to make mistakes and to learn from them, knowing that our worth is not determined by our successes or failures, but by the love that surrounds us. You are free to take risks. You are free to live with confidence, knowing that you are loved unconditionally. This confidence is not arrogance, but a quiet assurance that comes from knowing you are valued and supported. It is the confidence to face challenges head-on, to pursue your goals with determination, and to live a life that is full and meaningful. You are free to live with confidence, knowing that you are loved unconditionally. Embrace this love, let it fill your heart, and watch as fear fades away. Live boldly, love deeply, and let the perfect love of God guide you every step of the way. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is a powerful reminder that we are never alone in our struggles. God is always with us, ready to strengthen and uphold us. When fear threatens to overwhelm you, remember these words. Cling to the promise that God is your strength. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He will equip you to face any challenge that comes your way. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." We are not defined by our failures, but by our willingness to learn and grow from them. Instead of viewing setbacks as defeats, see them as opportunities for learning and growth. Every experience, both positive and negative, shapes us into the individuals we are meant to be. Embrace the journey, and remember that God is with you every step of the way. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to it. Every successful person has faced setbacks and challenges along the way. The key is to learn from our mistakes, adjust our approach, and keep moving forward. Think of a time when you experienced a setback. What did you learn from it? How did it help you grow? Often, our greatest lessons come from our biggest challenges. Embrace the journey, knowing that God is using every experience to shape you for your good. In this chapter, we will delve into the process of recognizing the fears that hold us back and learning how to release them through faith and practical steps. Fear can be a powerful force, but with the right approach, it can be overcome. Breaking free from fear requires a conscious effort to identify its root. Confront it with God's truth and take steps of faith. It's not an overnight process, but a journey that involves patience, persistence, and a willingness to trust in God's plan for your life. Fear often stems from uncertainty and the unknown, but by grounding ourselves in faith, we can find the strength to move forward. Here are some practical steps to help you on this journey. Identify the source. Begin by taking some time to reflect on your fears. Write them down in a journal and be honest with yourself about what truly scares you. This process of self-reflection is crucial because it allows you to see your fears clearly and understand where they are coming from. What is the root of your fear? Is it a past experience, a limiting belief, or a perceived threat? Sometimes our fears are rooted in past traumas or negative experiences that have left a lasting impact on us. Other times, they may be based on beliefs we've internalized over the years, such as thinking we're not good enough, or that we will fail. Identifying these roots is the first step towards healing. Is it a past experience, a limiting belief, or a perceived threat? Reflect on moments in your life when you felt afraid or anxious. What were the circumstances? Who was involved? How did you react? By examining these moments, you can start to see patterns and understand the underlying causes of your fear. This awareness is empowering because it gives you the knowledge you need to address and overcome your fears. Once you identify the source, you can begin to address it. Confront fear with truth. The Bible is filled with verses that remind us of God's love, power, and faithfulness. When you feel afraid, turn to these scriptures for comfort and reassurance. Write them down, memorize them, and repeat them to yourself whenever fear starts to creep in. God's truth has the power to dispel the lies that fear tells us. Replace fearful thoughts with God's promises. For example, when you feel overwhelmed by fear, remind yourself of 2 Timothy 1:7, which says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." This verse can serve as a powerful affirmation that you are not alone and that you have the strength to overcome your fears. When you feel afraid, remind yourself of God's love, power, and faithfulness. Prayer is another powerful tool in overcoming fear. Spend time in prayer asking God to give you the courage and strength to face your fears. Trust that He is with you every step of the way and that He will guide you through even the most challenging situations. Prayer can bring a sense of peace and calm that helps to quiet the fears within. Take small steps of faith. Overcoming fear doesn't mean you have to take giant leaps all at once. Start with small, manageable steps outside your comfort zone. Each small step you take is a victory and a testament to your growing courage. Celebrate these small wins and use them as motivation to keep moving forward. For example, if you have a fear of public speaking, start by speaking up in small group settings before gradually working your way up to larger audiences. If you're afraid of trying something new, begin with a small, low-risk activity before tackling bigger challenges. The key is to keep pushing yourself, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Each step you take will build your confidence and help you overcome your fear. Remember, overcoming fear is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself and trust in the process. With each step you take, you are building a foundation of courage and resilience that will serve you well in all areas of your life. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep moving forward with faith and determination. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5-6 encourages us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. When we surrender our fears to God and trust in His plan, we open ourselves up to His peace and guidance. God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. When we let go of our need to control everything, we allow Him to work in our lives in ways we could never imagine. The first step is often the hardest, but remember, you don't have to do it alone. God is with you, and He will give you the strength and courage you need to move forward. What is one small step you can take today to face your fear? Maybe it's sharing your dream with a trusted friend. Maybe it's signing up for that class. Maybe it's simply praying for the courage to take the next step. Whatever it is, take that step in faith, knowing that God is with you. When we choose faith over fear, we open ourselves up to a life of purpose and adventure. We discover the incredible plans God has for us and experience the joy of living in His will. So my friend, I encourage you today to let go of fear and embrace the life of courage and purpose that God has for you. Trust in His love, lean on His strength, and take that first step of faith. You won't regret it. If you found this guide helpful, please subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends. Together, let's spread the message of courage and purpose.